The last day. And she's going to school. She ain't going to war. She's going to school, learn. Can you believe that? This ain't a joke. This is our life. Well, what do we want to do? What do you want to do? Do you believe God? Do you think He is the impossible who wishes to do the impossible to show this stink-ass world? But hey, this is what our God can do. Everything we want or ask of Him, and we see we need God greater than anything right now. Let's do it. You want to do it? Let's do it. Hey, let's get together. I said one day, I told that guy right there, one day, I seen it in a vision. There will be 500,000 people right here. So many people, you won't even be able to get around this town. This town only holds 20. Because God's going to move everybody on earth to Colorado. And to free us. To bless us. To show this world. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Right? We got to show them. This is how we do it. Now you can talk about it all day long. I can point my finger. If you want to do it, we've been talking about this for 20 years. Since the day they took it out. People have kind of been complaining. One guy stands up and, I think I'll take it out. And the whole 10 million people that this one guy says he represents says, not my kids. And now we look and we say, it's not my kids, but boy, my kid got murdered. Is it not your kids? Seriously, right? It does affect us. How's it working? How do you feel every morning when you send your kid to school? How do you feel? Does that mean what you got inside of you? Anxiety? Worry? I know I'll give them a cell phone so that I can be in contact with them 24 hours a day. That's how worried I am. We didn't even have phones back in the day. Take off, I'll go to the park and play with my friends without a worry. That back in the 70s, on 78, 79. Go to the park and be gone all day long. And parents, I don't know, they might have been worried, but I was out fishing at the local pond with my buddies. Catching frogs, things like that. Today, wouldn't let my kid out the door. He'd get murdered. He'd get beat up. Right? Did you let your little girl go to the park? I remember me and my sister and her friends. We're 8 years old. We used to go to the park every day. We'd go to the local middle school and play and have fun. Never even worried about it. How do you feel today? You gonna let your little 8-year-old girl go to the park alone? Huh? What do you think of that? How's that feel? How's it working for you? Right? How's it work living under a lie? How's it work living under Satan's hand? You like it? Me, I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it, I'm going to take it upon myself to do something about it. And if this world don't like it, then it's you, this world, that has rejected God. Maybe we got to ask ourselves, what am I doing to fuel the flames of the fire? Am I helping the devil? Or am I helping Jesus Christ? I remember that same guy who was mocking me. Came from Pennsylvania. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's a wonderful guy. But he was mocking me. And I remember he was saying, or no, he wasn't saying, but his son, he's football coach at the high school. And his son goes there. I think he has 2 sons. These 2 sons are 2 biggest bullies in the school, according to the other boys, the misfits. That's how it is, right? All the jocks and everybody, the jocks. You know, we go back to the 50s. Jocks and the socials, the greasers and the, right? right? And the jocks, they're like police officers, the bullies. Here I was taught to dominate over people. I was taught to conquer over people. And that's how you be a champion. And drug addicts aren't people. They are sick animals. Right? I was taught that all the way through school. We don't associate with the greasers. We don't associate with the hippies. And we don't associate with pot-smoking weirdos. Because we're better than that. We're better. Right? These boys, and they had their little group of boys there to help, and they're all teenagers, about the same age as my son. And that whole time, we were there, and they were supposed to be helping set up the stage. I stayed there, even I worked through their mockery and that and helped them. And actually, I was the only one helping, doing anything, and everybody else just stood there and watched me do everything. And finally, I was like, wow, man, this is not right. I'm going home. See you guys later. But anyway, they're, one of the reasons nobody was doing that is these boys that couldn't quit wrestling each other and beating on each other and messing with and playing horseplay and grabbing, and screwing with each other. And they could not get off the topic of MMA fighting. Boy, love it. MMA fighting, right? Ultimate fighting. We don't use gloves or nothing, kind of no rules, kick you wherever you want. Knock you out, man. That's the greatest, right? That's all they could talk about. This is the pastor's sons. Right? Are we throwing gas in the fire? Or are we helping Jesus Christ? That same preacher and teacher said it's a stupid idea. It's impossible. Don't even think about it. It ain't worth the time or the fight to even try. Put that Bible back in school. Same guy said that. Same guy laughed at me and says, do you do everything God tells you to do? Jesus says, everybody who does everything I tell them to do has an eternal inheritance. Yeah, buddy, I sure do. I do. That's the thing. That was one of the first prophecies I ever made. And I'll tell you today, although it hasn't come to fullness, it is truth. The Bible and the preaching and teachings of Jesus Christ are being put back in that school, and nobody helped me. The hand of God came and graced my mother with this pen, and I don't know where this hand came and started writing on the wall. On the wall. And not writing on the wall. It's had bigger impact into our community, into that school, than anybody in our town. Because nobody in our town cares but me and Jesus. So I got a little video here I want to show you here in a minute. The glory of God. And not only am I going to show you a video here in a minute about the glory of God and the power of His Word, I'm going to show you what it does to the children. I show you, God's Word brings us full of joy and happiness. We begin to sing and begin to dance, and we get out all the trumpets and the tambourines and the marching band, and there we are, marching along. God is our guide. Right? God's the leader, blowing the whistle. Burp, burp. There we go. I tell you, the only thing holding back the restoration of America is us. Us. Jesus says, hey man, let me tell you a little story. All right. There's mom, right? She's sitting there, there's mom and dad, and they send a little girl to school, and she comes home, the 11-year-old girl. This is a true story. I never make stuff up. It's a true story. It happened right here in Colorado. You can investigate it. Goodbye, sweetie. I'm going to see you in a little bit. And there she's gone, right? Off to school. 3 o'clock comes, no showed up. 4 o'clock comes, no show up. 5 o'clock comes, uh-oh. Where you go? What's going on? What happened? 6 o'clock comes, hey, have you seen Jen? Hey, have you seen Jen? Hey, neighbor, kids, you seen Jan? Hey, you seen my daughter? 8 o'clock comes. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops. I'm worried. I'm scared. We know what happens when they don't come home. Right? We know what happens when they don't come home. They come home. They're not home by 6 o'clock. They come back with no head. Hands torn apart. No hands, no feet. Come back in a bag in 15 pieces. Uh-oh. Time is of an essence now. It's of an essence now. Cops come. We got 50 cops here now. We got all the neighbors. We got all the friends. We got all the family. We got the police here. Let's go find that kid. Let's go get that kid. We know what's going to happen to that kid. Come on, this is reality. We know. We're going to go get that one. Right? Now all of a sudden, we're on the news. We're on TV. Amber Alert. My kid's missing. Hey, Amber Alert. My kid's missing, and we know what's going to happen to her if she's not got. Come on, help me. Let's get her. Right? What if we saw it the same way, man? These kids are going to hell. Do we care? And then if one is absolutely found alive, oh, we're going to have a news report. We're going to tell the whole world, thank God in heaven, we found this one alive, and she is well. Joy with me. Come on, celebrate with me. Do you want to see this? Do you want to do something about it? Do you want to do something about it? Jesus says, if you love me, then feed my lambs. Okay, the lamb is a baby sheep. Hey, if you love me, you feed my sheep. You feed the babies and you feed their mamas. Hey, if you love me, do what I say. Feed the sheep. Take care of my lambs. Please. Love each other. See you next time.